Hello, my name is Gary O'Neill, and the standard that I will be unpacking today is key ideas and details with prompting and support. Identify characters, settings, and major events in a story. This standard comes under the category of English Language Arts, Reading Literature for Kindergarten, which is the grade level that I am currently teaching. This standard is from the Common Core State Standards. I chose this standard because I teach English as a second language to Korean kindergarten students, and literature is a big part of the curriculum that we use at my school. Moreover, the Common Core State Standards are the standards that we use in the school and are informed by the best state standards already in practice. So this is doubly beneficial as it is the DC state teaching license that I am aiming for. As part of a unit, we typically will do 2 big book readings that will span over 4 lessons. So one unit is 4 lessons. So for example, one of the books that we will read is What's the Big Idea, Molly by Valery Gorbachev. And so before the reading, we will look at the cover of the book, which has the title and a picture of the main character on it. I will ask the students, who do you think will be the main character in the story? This prompt engages the students and gets them to identify the main character, Molly, before we begin the reading. After we read the story, their reading comprehension skills will be tested by getting students to draw the main character, Molly, the character who gets the present, Turtle, and to draw one of the settings from the story. For example, when all the friends gave the present to Turtle down by the pond, or when they are all at home making the present together. I have 6 copies of the book and there are 12 students in the class, so I will allow them to share the books in pairs so that they can draw their chosen setting and the students can compare their pictures with each other as there are different settings in the story. In the second lesson, we will read the book again. We will start off the same way by looking at the front cover, except this time I will tell students to pay extra attention to what each character is doing so that they focus on identifying the major events in the story. Students' reading comprehension skills will be tested by completing the following activities. Colour the character who thinks best when fishing. Colour the picture that shows where Frog gets his great idea. Colour the picture that shows what the animals made for Turtle. Students can go through the book to find the answer if they cannot recall the correct answer. I will ask other students from the story just for a verbal response, like, does anyone remember where Molly thinks best? Then, as a class, I will draw a Venn diagram on the board of the animal characters from the book and real animals, and then we can discuss with the class how they are the same and how they are different. So this further develops their reading comprehension skills. After this big book reading, we will do another big book reading called Peter's Chair by Ezra Jack Keats, where we will do similar reading comprehension activities to identify characters, settings, and major events with prompting and support from the teacher. I will be formatively assessing throughout the unit by seeing how students respond to my questions and the questions in their book. I will record the lesson in class, and if I was teaching online, I would record on Zoom to evaluate how students performed. I will compare how the students responded to the first big book reading with the second big book reading to see if they were improving their comprehension skills with more practice. Their focus and comprehension should also improve after rereading the stories. As I said, there are 12 students in the class that I teach, and the class is of mixed reading ability. They are broadly broken down into 3 categories of proficient, developing, and emerging. I will be expecting the proficient readers to identify the main characters, settings, and major events after the first readings of both stories. I expect that the developing students might need to check the book again to help them recall the information after the first reading, but be able to recall everything after the second reading. The emerging students will probably require extra explanation and help from myself and the teacher's assistant throughout the unit. Thank you for listening to my unpacking of the standard, key ideas and details with prompting and support, identify characters, settings, and major events in a story.